What's up, guys? Happy Travel Tip Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are just joining me, my name is Nyla Boone and I love to travel the world. Today I am going to be talking about the best apps that you can use when you're traveling abroad. Some people have asked me to give some advice or some tips on like the best way to navigate when you are abroad, or maybe you're by yourself. And so I decided to make this into a larger video and to show my favorite apps that have really helped me, like financially, location wise, as well as like activities to do when I am abroad. So stay tuned. So the first app that I'm going to recommend this is for iPhone only, I'm so sorry, but I think Android has this feature with like Google Wallet. So Apple Wallet, using your Apple Wallet is super helpful because you are going to be able to load all of your boarding passes on here. And so when you are starting to check into the airport for your flight, it'll automatically pop up actually as like a notification, and you can just click on it and your boarding pass will come right up. I have a lot of my saved boarding passes, but it'll have like the scan barcode for you to use electronically. Super helpful, very convenient, especially if you have like a bunch of bags. You don't have to dig through for a physical boarding pass, and you don't have to like go through your email or go through the airline app to find your boarding pass. Next up is Google Translate. This has been my best friend. It's a really good app to use when you're traveling to a city where your language is not primarily spoken. They have amazing features, some new ones as of, I don't know, probably a couple years ago, but you can easily just type things in to be translated. You can also translate like actual conversations. So we can try it now. Hi, can you help me please? Boom, there you go. Look at that. My favorite feature is how you are able to translate things that you look at. So you can use the camera feature, and I'll show an example here. You can use the camera feature and it'll translate anything. I've used this to translate like menus or even signs or directions if you need be. Oh, and handwriting. I actually have never tried this feature before, but I guess that's super cool. Love that, right? Next up is the XE Currency Converter app. So this is just helpful when you're somewhere where your currency is not used, and you're able to track that. You can type in an exact amount and it'll come up in those currencies, and it's updated like in real time, which is so helpful. One time when I was in Morocco with my friend Amy, and we had the wrong conversion rate. So we were like manually converting our numbers the whole time, and turns out we had undervalued how much the dollar was worth, and this whole time we were being super frugal. It was our last day when we figured out that we could have been spending like more money, or we could have been spending a little bit more and living lavish essentially. So make sure you use your converter app when you are in places so you know exactly how much money you're spending and how much you need, and you're able to just track your finances a lot easier. Okay, the next app, which I still use this now even though I'm not traveling, and I know a lot of people who are living outside the States or just not from the US use this, but WhatsApp. You can use this to communicate with people that are international. So I've used this when I was in Cuba. I could use WhatsApp to communicate with my Airbnb host. That's usually what I use when I go anywhere, really. And if you meet some people, maybe you meet friends out there and you can't contact them normally through your cell phone provider, maybe you don't have international service or something like that, you can use WhatsApp to communicate with anyone all around the world. This app is called GPS My City, and I really like this. I used it, okay, there we go. I used it a lot when I was in Morocco because we didn't use any like car services. I feel like they didn't have like Uber. There wasn't a lot where we were, and so we decided to just kind of make our own like walking map tours essentially. So here is this is one that we used in Morocco, but basically they have sightseeing walks that are already created, so you can go and see some that are created for whatever location that you're in. You can also make your own custom walk. So let's say you only want to see like 2 of the main monuments that are in the city that you're in. You can create your own custom walk. Here's one that I created. You can look up locations and it will all be mapped out for you like this. You can also save your tracks, any tracks that you've done in the past, and so that's pretty cool as well. Next up is Maps.me. So I heard of this app with my mom when we went to Cuba for the first time in 2018. Cuba was like my dream to go to, dream country to go to. And we found that we could use this app to get around places. It's essentially like GPS. You're able to look up different locations to go to, and they'll give you directions for like car, walking, like metro or bus, bike, and then I don't know what that is. The great thing about this app is the ability to use it when you don't have Wi-Fi. So when I was in Cuba, the Wi-Fi is very, very sparse, and I also did not have any international data for being there. And so my mom and I would look up places that we wanted to go to and map out the route, and then we'd save it. So we do that before we leave our Airbnb because we had Wi-Fi there. And then when we would leave, we could look up how to get to places by foot, which is really cool. But what's even cooler is when you are out, let's say like we were out and we would find a really cool restaurant, or we'd find a really cool museum we wanted to go back in, you can save that location or like star it. So if you see here, yeah, I have a list of all of my places that I starred. And when you star it, you can always go back and look it up again, which is super cool. Okay, next up is Visit a City. So, okay, I'll sign in later. I had to re-download this. So this is a really cool app where it basically just shows you activities and things nearby that you can do, as well as like sightseeing tours. They're all pre-made, and they are also available offline. You can just save them. So here I'll just show an example. Here's Barcelona, things to do. They then send you a bunch of things to do, as well as like prices and the links to those places to go buy tickets or whatever you need for that activity. And they also have like pre-made guides. So as you can see here, this is like, okay, 3 days in Barcelona, looking at their top attractions, 4 days of shopping. So this is really cool, and it's helpful when you are planning out your trip to location. You can also then use this to budget how much you might need. Okay, this one is super helpful when you are coming back into the United States and you have to go through customs. This app is called Mobile Passport. So Mobile Passport is so helpful. You can get back into the country, go through customs a lot quicker, and it's super efficient. The thing is, you do need to have like Wi-Fi when you're on your flight, because you have to sign in to Mobile Passport, I think maybe like an hour, a couple hours before your flight lands. Yeah, free version works perfectly fine. And so you basically just go through like those custom questions and stuff, but electronically on your phone. So when you get there, you don't have to wait in those super long lines. You are good to go. And the last app, so I unfortunately recently just discovered this, and I wished I had it when I was traveling, but also you can use this now. Super cool app. It's called Splitwise. Now it has many functions, but the one that I really like that I would use is you're able to like split up checks. So you know you're out with a group of friends and you need to split the check, gotta split the tip, and everyone's like trying to do all this hard math, and the waiter's sitting there waiting on you guys to just pay for the food. But with this app you can eliminate all of that confusion. Super cool. So I'm just gonna go through like an example as if I needed to split a check. We go for pizza, and let's say it costs like $38.50, and let's say you paid everything and you want to split it equally, or basically the app will give you a bunch of different scenarios and give you the right amounts that each person need to pay. So in this situation, it's like, oh, okay, I paid everything and now people need to pay me back. Or we just split it equally, they give us the equal amount. The other person pays, what do I owe that person? Or they paid everything. And it just shows you the different options. If you click more options, it goes into like a lot more details. Split equally, this is how much it is. You can split by exact amounts. You can split by percentages. So let's say we ordered a meal and we split an appetizer. I ordered a meal and then I split an appetizer with somebody. You can easily put in the percentages. Split by shares, so it's great for time splitting or splitting across families. I know this is super helpful. Sometimes I would go on trips and some people would only be staying for like 2 nights. But we also shared the Airbnb, so we're like, okay, how do we split this? It gets confusing. Well, this app can help right here. And then lastly, you can split just by adjustment. I really like this app. I'm gonna be using this literally for everything. They also say it works for like apartments and rent and all of that, so. Okay, those are my top apps that I have been using that are really helpful when you're traveling abroad. I hope this video helped you guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, maybe comment where you would like to go next once quarantine is over, and send this to someone who you think may benefit. Thank you guys for watching to the end. I appreciate you all. See you next Tuesday.